Hello and welcome to this week tutorial. In this week tutorial, we'll be creating a responsive coming soon page. As you can see right here, this is our finished project with this big hero image with a nice sliding effect. As you can see, fading effect with our logo on the top. Something very cool is coming. A test right here, a form where you can be notified, and then this nice countdown function. We'll be creating all of this with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and of course it will be responsive. If I right click and choose inspect, to the responsive icon right here, to the mobile, as you can see, it's very responsive. So that's what we'll be creating in this tutorial. So without further ado, let's get started. Hello again and welcome to my channel. My name is Marius, and on this channel I create web design and development tutorial, and I release new tutorial every week. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. As I said in the introduction, we'll be creating a responsive coming soon page with a nice crossfade effect that change the image every couple seconds, as you can see, with this nice countdown effect also. So without further ado, let's get started. I will have my code editor open with the index, the HTML already open, and my CSS right here at basic styling, and the JavaScript is empty. So let's start with the HTML. So first thing, I will create section with the class called coming soon. Inside of here, I put my logo. So I create a div with the class called logo. I put the image. I will go inside my image folder. Now we look for the logo. And after the logo, we create div called coming soon with a 2_ content. Inside of here, we create another div with class container. Inside our container class, we create a heading at one element that will say something very cool is coming soon. But if you see in our finished project, the coming soon is on different line and it's bolder and bigger than this one in uppercase. So around it, after the is, I use the BR tag for the break. Now wrap the coming soon around the span element. And after that, I will create a div element called subscription form, which will hold this subscription form. Inside here, create a paragraph tag that will say be notified once we go live. And after that, we create my form using my form element with the class called form. S enter. And this should be form with M, not N. here I just create a div, empty div, no class, and inside of it I put my input element with the class called form input, and our tab will be email, and a placeholder, enter your email address. And after this one, I will create another empty div with no class, and I put a button, be button submit. The class will be button, and then for the text will be notify. So that's it for the form. So I'm going to collapse this one subscription form. I save this. I see right here. The image is missing. Oh, sorry. Should be sorry. Now our image is showing now. So after the subscription form, go down and I create a countdown. So I create a div for the class called countdown. Inside of the countdown, I create a div called backs. Inside of it, I create span element class day. The first one will be days, and then we say 120. We change all the day with JavaScript later on, and I'll create another span and I put the actual word day. I'm gonna copy this, paste it 3 times. And this right here, instead of be days, it will be hours. So we hold our Control D in our Visual Studio Code to select these two at the same time. So it will be hours. And for the hours, I will leave it to be 10. And for this one, it will be minutes. I leave it 20. And this the last one will be second. And this will be 06. And make sure I put it in uppercase. Save this and get it right here. So that's the countdown. Now we do the slideshow. Like you can see, this is the slideshow. That change, that fade in and fade out, as you can see. We put those images at the bottom right here. After the content, way after the commission content, right here. So I'll create div with the class called Slideshow. Come down here. So I have created image with a src, and then it will be going inside of the image folder. So what I'm doing right here is I'm creating an image element with a source attribute to this, and a bg, set of bg dash, and I put a $sign here, and then the dash jpg. If we take a look at here, we had a bg1, 2, all the way to 4. Then I can multiply this one by 4. This $sign will change from $sign to be 1 all the way to the 4. So say 4, press enter. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the first one, I will give it a class or active. Save it. Now we get this image right here. Don't worry, we're gonna style everything so it will look nice like this. So that's it for the HTML. I'm gonna move to the CSS. So CSS, I just have my custom variables right here for the colors. I zero out the padding and margin, set a backsizing to border backs. I set our HTML font size to be 10 pixels because I'll be using RAM. So RAM is relative to the root element, which is HTML. So now 1 RAM equals 10 pixels. I set our font family to be Roboto. Now let's get started here. So first thing the coming soon containing that wrap around everything. So our first position to be relative, the main height to be 100 pupil height. Set display to be flex because I want to put everything in the middle and center. Say flex direction to be column. So we're working from top to bottom instead of left to right. And then justify content center and align item to be center also. And I set padding to be 4 RAM, top and bottom 0, left and right. So this is what we get. And then let's take out a logo and the second thing on the page. So logo, I says height to be 8 RAM, top position to be absolute, say top before RAM, left to be 50%. I save this, get it right here. To make sure it's where is the center, I will do a transform, translate X, and I set to be negative 50%. Now it's right in the center. Don't worry, we're gonna fix all of this. And I set a Z index to be 6. And I choose the image that inside of this logo. So logo, img image. That's a height to be 100%. Now it's shrunk a little bit. Now I'm gonna start all the images here. I can see they're way too huge. So let's style that. Say image. Image. Max width to be 100%. Save this. Now you can see. I will say height be auto. I will say display be black. I say object fit to be cover. Now you can see this thing shrunk a little bit. So let's fix that. Remember this, all this to here, I'll wrap inside our coming soon content. So I say coming soon underscore content. Let's put a border around it. 1 pixel solid. And save this. This is what it looks like. It's not 100% because we said parent container this one to be display flex, so it lost its width. So all we had to do is set its width to be 100%. Save it, and everything looks nice now. Now we set our text online to be center, and as we come back to this later again to change few things. add few times to it also. So down here we grab a container, then we set its width to be 80%. Say margin 0 auto. Save it. Nothing really changes. Now we're going to grab this one. So we say coming soon, content heading 1. Set a font size to be 4 rem. You can see now by default is bold, but we only want the coming soon to be bold. So I will set the fonts width, all of them to be 400. And then we're going to target this one, which is wrapped inside a span element. So I'm going to grab this, come down here, heading 1, span, the font size fine, the font weight will be 700, and the text transform will be uppercase. Save it, as you can see. Now let's move to the subscription box right here. So it's subscription form. And add some margin to it. Some margin. Top and bottom 2 rem, left and right 0. And grab the paragraph. So subscription form paragraph. Say margin bottom be 2 rem also. And then we grab the input field right here. So I say form inputs. I said to be display to be black. By default display inline. And it says width to be 100%. Save this. Now you can see it's stretched to the full width of its container. I said padding to be 2 rem all around. Save this, as you can see. I set a border. I'll give it a border to be 0.2 rem solid, the off-white. You can see it because the background color for the body is also off-white. We're going to remove the background color for this input, but for now we leave it the way it is and come back to it later. So it's the background, that color is transparent. If I set to this way it looks like, can't really tell, so I'm going to leave this one off for now so we know what we're styling. And set a border radius be 0.6 rem. Save it. I can see when I click it, you can see this darker border right here. That's the outline. I'll remove it, the outline to be none, and done. Now once I click it, nothing happens. I set color to be the off-white also. Now if I tap, you can see it, but as you can see, now set a margin bottom to be 2 rem. I'll give it a transition to be the border color with 0.35 seconds, ease and out. Save this. What happened now? We're gonna give it a hover and a focus. So I say form, input, hover, and then do the same thing for the focus. We want to change the border color to be the accent. So as you can see, now he's focused. Hover, focus. Now let's get started for the button right here. So we have a class called button. Add a padding with 2 rem, top and bottom, 4 rem, left and right. Save this. As you can see, set it to be display block width 100%, font size to be 1.6 rem, border is 0. Want to remove the border, give it a border radius is 0.6 rem, and then background color to be the accent, and then the color to be the off-white, as you can see. Now let's change the cursor to be pointer. Now we change to the hand icon. Now that's the form for now, and let's move on to the countdown. So I come down here, choose counts down. It will wrap around all of this. So I say display, reflex, justify content to be centered. Now as you can see. Now I need to start each one of these boxes. So I say countdown, box, give it padding of 1.2 rem all around. Then I need to grab the first one. This number I'll wrap around the span element. So I need to grab the first one. This is a span element. This is also a span element. I need to grab the first one of each one of these and change the styling. So I say box, span, first child. I said display to be block, front weight to be 700, so it can be bold, and font size be 2 rem. Now as you can see. Now let's get to the fun part. These images, the slideshow. So it says slideshow. Say position to be absolute. That's why we said coming soon up here to be relative. So absolute. I said width to be 100%. Height also 100%. Save it. As you can see right here. I said top to be 0. Left also to be 0, and I set a Z index to be 5. Save it. Nothing changes. Now let's start each one of these images. So go down, say slide show image, set the position also to be absolute. I'll just copy these because that's the same thing. Width, height 100%, top left 0. Save it. This is what we get. Now you can see this is the last image. See right here, it's the last image that is showing, but the first image is not there because all of these are stacked on top of each other. And remember, for the first one, we give it a class called active. So by default, we say all of this with opacity be 0, visibility be hidden, and give it a transition. So all 0.35 seconds, ease and out. And then when the image get a class active, we're gonna change all of that. So I'm gonna grab this. Class active. As you can see, there's no space in between. So make sure there's no space here. So I have opacity to be 1 and visibility to be visible. Now you can see it's the first image, but right here you can see there's overlay that's laying on top of the image. So let's do that for this one, for all of it. So we're going to get our slide show right here. We're going to say that again, slideshow, and we use the before pseudo element, and we'll specify contents for it. It's important that you specify this or it won't work. Do it to be empty. I set this to display block, set position to be absolute, and again I will use this one also. Save it. Nothing appears here, but then I set background color to be my primary BG. Save it. Nothing happened also. So I will set Z index to be 2. Now you can see because it was sitting behind the images. Now it has in there too. Now all of this are sitting on top of the other rest of the contents. So we need to go all the way back to the right here and set a position to be relative, and then set a Z index to be 12 higher than the rest. Save it. Now everything's here. Now you can see it. So we set a color to be my off-white. Now everything had this off-white color. Now we need to change the inputs here. So I'm gonna remove this one right here. Now I need to change the input field. So I'll come right here and set the background to be transparent. Now you can see it's working. So that's it for the mobile version of it. Now let's make it responsive. So because as soon as we start resizing it, now it's getting way too wide. Doesn't look that nice. So then right here we need to change the size of it. I already went ahead with the breakpoint, choose them. So for the first one, it's like a mobile landscape. I want to change the container width. I say width to be 75%. I save this. As you can see, let me resize this also. So from here, that's good. Now, then this is like 700. This might be a good idea to put this one side by side. So I'll go to the 700 one. First, I want to increase the font size for this because we have more space to work with. So I say the content, sorry, the coming soon content, heading 1, say font size be 5.5 RAM. Save this. Nice, a lot bigger now. And then let's take care of this one also. So I would say tax, spend, font size be 2 RAM. And then create this one also. The first child. From 2 RAM to 3 RAM. As you can see. Now let's take out a form. So let's choose my form. Let's display. Reflex. I said adjust file content to be space between. And then I will grab of this one. As you can see right here, we have our form right here. Our div wrap around the input and the button. So we need to grab the first one, first div. So I say form div first child. I set the flex to be 1, and I'll add some margin here. So margin right, go to RAM, as you can see. So that's it for this one. Take a look again. Now here, larger screen. It'd be a good idea to reduce the container a little bit. So for the 901, I'll set our container to have a max width to be 95 RAM. So 950 pixels. That's the maximum width. So as soon as we start stretching, I won't go above 950 pixels. I can go below, but now above. And then I want to increase the font size of this also. So I'm just going to grab this one. And there will be 6.5 RAM. Save this. Now we have it right here. So that's it for the HTML and the CSS. Now let's start working on the JavaScript for the slideshow and the countdown. For the slideshow, what I want to do, you can see we have these images 1 all the way to 4, but instead of going through in order, I want to rotate through them in a random fashion. So maybe the first one will show, and then the next slide will be the last one, and then the next one can be the second one. So it's a randomly showing. So first thing, I will create a const variable. Create a variable called slide show, and then I will grab my slideshow. So document, that query, selector, slide show. And I'll create another constant called slide images. Now this refer to all these images and grab them. So instead of doing documents or slideshow query, query selector, or I can just simply put array from slideshow children. Now this we turn them to an array. So let's console log it. Console.log slide images. So if I save this and choose inspect, now you see you have an array of 4 elements right here. So now it's easier to go through them all. So with that, I'll create some more variables that will change over time. So the index, active, slide, and then next slide. Now we comment this one out for now. Now go down here, I create function called store slide, and then since these slide images are arrays, we can access the element inside of it using from 0. So in here, I will create my index and I will generate a random number between 0 and 4. Because we have a total of 4 elements inside our slideshow, and the first one is 0, second one is 1, 2, and 3. So from 0, including 0 to 4, 4 is not included, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So we say math that random times slide images dot length. The length will give us the total amount of element, as you can see right here, is 4. So if I console log this index now I call the function right here store slide. If I save this, now you see it's 1.7 and all of this. If I refresh again, it's 0. All of this, but this won't be able to work with this one, the slideshow, because this is 0, not 0 points anything. So we can remove the decimal point to make an absolute number. So we can do math.floor and wrap it around all of this, and then save this. Now you can see it give us 0. Let's save again. 2, 2 again, 0 again, 1, 3. But it will never go to 4. So I just want you to see that. So that's the index right here. Now we need to grab the active one by default. So active slide will be the slideshow. Remember, our slideshow refer to this one element right here. So we need to grab this image right here, slideshow slide show that query selector. I want to grab the image with a class called active. So you grab this one and store. And then the next slide, see this is random. It will be our slide images, which the array, and then we pass in our index. So it was choose 0 to 3, 0 to 0, 1, 2, or 3. So this will return. For example, let's just cancel the lag. The index and next slide also. If I save this, now you can see this is 2, 0, 1, 2. It gives us the third image right here, as you can see. So with that, all you have to do, grab the active slide and remove the class active from it. And then grab the next slide and then add a class active to it. So let's save this, refresh. Now you can see it's on the second one, so 0, 1. Save again. Now it's on the third one. As you can see, this is like the last one. So, but we don't want to be refreshing every time, just so we can see a change. So we're gonna implement the slideshow. So I'm gonna create a set interval, and then we're gonna run our start slide right here. Over let me speed. As you can see, let me speed it up a little bit for 1 second. Now you can see it's going to the 1. Nice, changing it. So let me go back to the 4.5 second. So that the slideshow. Now with that out of the way, let's focus on the countdown. So I'm gonna go down. Go down a few lines. Write a little comment. Go countdown. Timer. So I'll create a couple variables first. Just copy from the other screen real quickly and explain it, go over it. So the first one, just the countdown, that select the countdown wrapper, which is 1 second. This one, I'll wrap it around the other boxes. And then I just grab the days, hour, minute, and second. So this one. That's what I just grabbed here. And after this one, I create another constant with a target dates. That's the date we want to count. We try to target to see how long we have between now until that date, target date. So be new date, and inside here we pass in the date. So in this case of the January 1st 2021. By the time you watch this, it will be over January 1st 2021, because I'm recording this on December 30th 2020. And then the hour So that's main. So another create another variable called diff for difference, and then I'll create my function called count timer. I set a let current date, that means right now, be new date get time. And I did a small little mistake here. After done here, so I will put a get time. Now let me show you what this one is. So I say console log target date. Save this. Now it's in millisecond. This is what the number gives you. Now let me call this one count timer. Now let me cancel the log, the current dates. Now this the current in millisecond. Now we need to find a difference between these two to know how long we have until then. So that's why this diff comes in. So with that, it will be diff equals target date minus current date. Now we need to start converting this number into actual days, hours, and minutes and seconds. And went ahead and find the simple formula. If you do a quick Google search, you'll be able to find it. So it's there right here. As you can see. Now let me cancel log each one of these and you will see how it looks. So cancel log days left, hours left, minutes left, and second left. If I save this, yes, sorry, this capital. Now this is what we have: 3 hours, 27 minutes, 39 seconds. So let's say 1 day, 3 hours, 27 minutes, and 39 days. But right here, you see we have 3 numbers right here, 2 numbers. So this one works great. But we need to change this one so you can have like 20 in front of it. So with that, I will create a variable called formatted to be an object, and I have days with the days left to string, and I use the path start function and specify the 3 and 2 zeros. Now do it for the others one too. Hours, the same thing. Only thing I want 2 decimals, and then that's 0. Minutes and second, the same thing. I see this, nothing changes here. Let me get rid of this. Now let's start formatting each one of these. So down here, I will start grabbing my days. So days, the text content equals my formatted, the days. Save it. Now you can see we have it on one right here. So I'm just gonna duplicate this, and this will be hours. And this will be minutes, and this will be second. I save this. Now we have it right here. Now you have to keep refreshing it for it to update. So because of that, we need to create another timer set interval. So this one will create a variable called timer, which we call set interval on the function. And we do this over 1 second, so 1000 milliseconds, and we're gonna call our count timer every 1 second. So we save this. Now you can see 24, 23, 22, as you can see. But what happens when they reach 0? We want to stop it. So I say if difference is less than 0, we want to clear interval timer. That's why I create this variable. So we start counting, and then these one, we set them to be 0. The first one will be 0, and all of this is the same. So all the odds, select multiple of them, 2 zeros here. So if I save this, nothing happens here. But if I change the date to December 30th, 2020 to be, right now it's at 8:36 p.m. So that's 20. So let me just say 37. If I save this, it already reached, well, let's just say 30 seconds. Now it's 19 seconds. I will see what happens when I reach 0. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now you can see. Now I stop counting because this right here. So let me go back to the January. So that's it for the tutorial. If you have any question, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you're not already done so, I will very much appreciate it if you like and subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. Thank you for taking your time and watching my tutorial. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.